Hello students, how are you? Are you okay? Great. Let's start our class of phonetics. Remember that the previous class, the last class, we started with consonant sounds. Do you remember? Okay. In this part, you have the famous or the most known, that is, the chart, the most famous chart of classification of consonant sounds. Okay, good. Here you have the whole classification according to the place of articulation, la posición, el lugar, or manner of articulation, how we produce the sound, cómo nosotros lo producimos al sonido, qué lugar ubica el sonido en el aparato fonador, and voicing, que es lo que ya siempre venimos trabajando, que es voice o voiceless, es de acuerdo a la vibration of the vocal cords. Okay, good. As you can see here, you have, for example, in place of articulation, you have bilabial, labial, dental, dental itself, alveolar, palatal, velar, or glottal. Esto tiene que ver con el aparato fonador que les voy a mostrar, pero la próxima clase lo vamos a ver un poquito más en profundidad. Acá está acá arriba. Miren, ¿verdad? Of course, it is in English. Este es el aparato, digamos, los articulators, que forman parte del aparato fonador, que son los articuladores, ¿ok? For example, you have the teeth, the lips, the alveolar ridge, the nasal cavity, the palate, the velum, the palate and the velum, the uvula and the pharynx, and they have the trachea, and the most important organ in speech production is the lungs, los pulmones. Okay, this explanation will be studied in the following class. Okay, so let's go back to the classification of consonant sound. Entonces, este lugar de articulación tiene que ver con con este tema, ¿no? Con el aparato fonador, ¿ok? Con los diferentes lugares. Por eso que se llama bilabial, porque tiene que ver con los labios, labiodental, ¿ok? Good. Manner of articulation, como le dije, is how we produce, cómo lo producimos el sound. Y esta forma de production se clasifica en stop or plosive, que también le llamaban, fricative, affricate, nasal, liquid, and glide. Si ustedes observan, a todas las consonant sounds las tenemos distribuidas de acuerdo a su place of articulation and manner of articulation, okay? And also you have the voicing, if it is voiceless or voiced, okay? ¿Se acuerdan cuando poníamos acá la mano on your throat and you produce the sound, for example, here you feel vibration in your vocal cord. So when you feel that, it's because it is voice, because the vocal cords vibrate. But in the case that you don't, for example, in this case, okay, no vibration here, but there, okay. Not here, but here. It's different. Okay. Good. Let's continue. Okay, hold a minute. I'm sorry. Okay. And here we have some theory, okay, and here you have that consonants in this case are classified according to three classification or dimensions, okay, or three types or three dimensions in this case. As I told you before, voicing, voice or voiceless, place of articulation and manner of articulation. But let's read some theory, okay, that is very important. Voicing refers to the activity of the vocal folds. When the vocal folds are wide apart, consonants are said to be voiceless. When they are closely together and vibrating, consonants are said to be voiced. Okay, good. Now let's continue with place of articulation. In this case, this part refers to that area in one of the resonating cavities, larynx and mouth, where the articulators are opposing some kind of structure or obstacle to the passing of air. So this part has to do with the different cavities and articulators that we use to produce the sound. Finally, you have the manner of articulation, and it refers to the way the articulators are set, are organized, okay, so that the resonance effect is possible. Okay, good. Of course, please, you have many vocabulary. Acá hay mucho vocabulario nuevo, van a tener que trabajar con el diccionario. Recuerden ver las palabras que no entiendan y hacerle la transcription, okay? Good. We are going to start with place of articulation. In this case, according to the chart, recuerden al cuadrito que estaba al comienzo, place of articulation que está acá, we're going to start with bilabial, and here we have two sounds. Well, we have two here, one here, another here. But the first category is place of articulation, bilabial, manner of articulation, stop or plosive. Tenemos esta, p and b, p and b, p. Hay algunos autores que a esta clasificación la llaman plosive, porque produce una explosion. P, v. Okay. Otros le llaman stop. That appears here. Okay. Good. So the first sound, or the first classification is according to the place of articulation bilabial. Let's see. There are three bilabial sounds in English: p, b, m. In words such as we, p, me. The first, we, and the last, me, are voiced because they produce vibration in the vocal cords. The second sound, p, is voiceless, no vibration. For the p and b and p, the soft palate is raised That is, they are produced at the oral cavity, only, so are defined as being oral. Entonces, p and b se consideran oral sound because they are produced in the oral cavity. Okay. Where is nasal. That is, it is produced with a soft palate being lowered, which produces the air's kick through the nose and mouth. As for the place of articulation, in the three of them, the upper lip articulates with the lower lip, more specifically producing a complete contact. Si ustedes se recuerdan en español que dicen, es muy nasal este sonido, because the nasal cavity is involved in this production. Tiene que ver, está incluido, ¿ok? No es solamente decir pa, va, que es acá en la cavidad vocal, pero ya cuando intervienen otros articuladores u otros órganos, ya tenemos que ver, ¿no? En cuál se produce. Por ejemplo, en este caso dice nasal, ¿ok? Con relación a la nariz. Good. Let's see here. Esto es algo, digamos, lo más simple de teoría, como para que ustedes sepan que esto se profundiza mucho en segundo año, pero para que tengan una idea de la classification, okay, of this consonant sound. Okay, and that's all. So we are going to start with the practice, okay? And the first sound is the p. Pig, peat, pot, path. Okay, and here you have a classification, okay, of this sound. All the characteristic it has. For example, word initial as in people, person, pole. Word, estos son para los iniciales, okay? Then you have word medial as in topmost, capable, gospel, cuando el p está en el medio. Then you have word medial preceding with preceding. For example, con la S, con la sound que le precede, o sea, antes. For example, spin, Spain, spill. Word final, al final, as in cheap, sleep, pump. Okay, and then you have silent p, que acá no se lo pronuncia al p en la transcription, pero sí está en el spelling, ordinary spelling. For example, psychologist, receipt, solve. Okay, good. And here you have some important information. For example, you should not be able to feel your throat vibrate, indicating that it is a voiceless consonant. You can clearly see that both of your lips are required to make the sound, making it a bilabial sound. Okay, es una explicación de, en este caso, que usamos los dos labios es bilabial, no hay vibration in your vocal cords, por eso decimos que es voiceless. Ok, good. Esta parte siempre suele ser un poco pesada porque requiere mucha vocabulario y todo lo demás. Okay, so you have that is voiceless, bilabial, plosive or stop, and is oral, como habíamos dicho, okay? And let's work with this sound, p, like pen. Vamos a trabajar con este sonido as homework, okay? Y acá les voy a mostrar el homework para que ustedes lo hagan at home, of course, with the listening. Listen to the conversation in computer word. Complete the sentences with words from exercise 2, but do not worry, you have to listen only, okay, and complete. And of course, the word here must be transcribed. Tienen que hacer y al lado la transcription de las palabras que completen, okay? Good. And exercise number 3 says, all these words have P in the spelling, but do we pronounce it? Do we pronounce it? Recuerden que cuando hablamos de ordinary spelling, no es que, porque esta tiene una P, ya es P. Es poto, que es poto, o por ejemplo elephant, o pon. Be careful. Ahí tenemos que ver cuáles son realmente, cómo suena el sonido, si es p o si es otro sonido, ¿ok? Primero háganlo ustedes, produzcan ustedes el sonido, traten de leerlo y después escuchan y chequean. You have to tick the p and you have to cross if you cannot hear p in the word. Okay? Good, we finished with this class of phonetics. Espero que les haya servido. Revean de nuevo la clase, trabajen mucho con el dictionary, and see you the following class. Bye bye.